Well, it's the time of the morning that we like to enjoy some lovin' from the oven. Talented pastry chef Meghan Fitzroy Phelan is taking part in the 2016 Fire, Flour, and Fork event. It's a culinary adventure kicking off November 17th. She's here with us today. She's going to walk us through the steps on making an apple fennel tart. It's the perfect fall dessert. But you know what? I bet you a lot of folks haven't had these flavors together before, Meghan.
Probably not. I love the combination of apple and fennel is great. Fennel's a great crossover to pastries because it does have that anisey flavor to it, that licorishness, which I've grown to love. I never liked it when I was younger, but I now do really enjoy it. And in this case, I'm actually candying the fennel before putting it into the tart, so it's a sweet aspect.
Helps entice even maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
You've probably seen fennel at the store and maybe didn't realize it. You've already trimmed off all the beautiful frondiness of it.
Yes. Yeah, funny. I always have trouble at the cash register. They never know what it is. But yes, that would be the fennel bulb that we will be candying.
Okay, well, let's get started.
All right. We're going to start with the crust itself, which is a basic pâte brisée dough, which pie crust basically would be the...
Pâte brisée?
Pâte brisée, that'd be the French word for it. Which
is pie crust, okay.
Exactly. Okay. So in my bowl, I have flour, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of sugar, and butter. And then we take our pastry cutter.
I was admiring that pastry cutter. That's a little bit more high test than the one I have at home.
I do like this one. It has actual like knife forms in there, not just the wires.
Got ya.
But we're going to be cutting the butter in until it's about pea size in shape and size.
Now, am I cheating if I pull out the food processor and do this part in the food processor?
No.
Okay.
In fact, that's how I do it at home.
Okay. You're just trying to impress us here with the pastry
well,
cutter.
And I figure most people at home have either a pastry cutter, or you can actually use two knives, or even, I've done it with my fingers. It works as well. But my hands are cold, so it's okay.
The point is you want the nice solid butter being cut into that flour.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want it completely incorporated. You want nice chunks of butter. The pieces of butter inside the dough actually will help make the dough flaky. It melts in the oven, and then it actually creates little air pockets inside the dough, and that's what makes a flaky pie crust.
So you work on that, get that butter to be about pea-sized, and then, you know, the crust is important because that's a big part of the tart.
It is. Probably the best part.
Okay.
In my opinion. And you can, if you don't have if it's tough, it's not quite enjoyable, it's hard to eat.
You're like, well, the filling was good.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're gonna make a great tart with a delicious crust.
Correct.
Okay, so once you have that done.
That looks pretty good right there. So once the butter is cut in, then we add the water. I think a lot of people get frightened with the water. They feel that they can't add too much water. There's breathing room here. You don't have to keep the dough really dry. You want enough water to have it combine and easy to roll. So I sprinkle it in, and then I take a fork and literally toss the water in and mix it into the flour.
I'll be honest, it's an adventure. I have never homemade a pie crust before. I've not done it. I always I buy the ones you roll out.
I think a lot of people do too. It makes a difference though if you make it, and I think a lot of people are intimidated by pie crust.
I am.
It's really not that difficult, and once you do get to make it, you're never going to go back to the purchase.
This is a cool opportunity, and this is what the spirit of Fire, Flour, and Fork is all about. You know, getting one-on-one with creators like yourself, different chefs from all over the area, the region, and being able to ask these questions. And we have about 3.5 minutes left, so you know where we are in tart time.
Okay.
In terms of putting this together in case we need to get cutting and everything. But this is
Sure.
one of those magical parts of doing an event like this.
Yes, it is. And I love this part because you can, I love teaching and letting everybody know how simple it is to make your own tarts.
That's right. The magic steps that bring it all together.
And we'll have samples so you guys can taste.
And that's my favorite part.
Yeah. It's everybody's. So the tart dough is pretty much done. I'm going to move on to slicing up the apples.
Okay.
So I core it literally like that, nice and easy. And then we're going to use a mandolin.
Oh boy.
something else everybody else is pretty much terrified of. You just have to be really careful to keep your fingers away from the edge of the blade.
It even says it on the gadget, watch your fingers. So you know that that's a pretty serious advice to heed there.
I know they sell guards for these. I actually find they're more dangerous because you can slip off of the food and cut your knuckles pretty well.
But it does make a beautiful, super thin slice, which is what you need to put that gorgeous presentation together.
Exactly, and you can slice it by hand with a knife, but this is easier and faster. And we'll slice a little bit more. Okay. Now you can do the apples in advance, and if you do, make sure you put it in water with a little bit of lemon juice so that they don't brown on you.
About 2 minutes left, just so you know where we are.
And then we're gonna do the same thing with the fennel, slicing the fennel bulb.
Oh, look at that.
Just like that. And then to candy the fennel, you're gonna take these slices and place them in, we have some sugar water.
Sugar water.
Simmering right there. That takes about 30 minutes. So over here, we've cheated and we have finished candied fennel. And you can see it gets translucent. And
looks like an onion.
Sweet. It does look like an onion.
Smells just like licorice. Delicious.
From here, we would actually roll out some of the dough. I brought some finished dough.
Okay.
This would be easier.
Magic of TV.
Exactly.
So you had added the water. You're super happy about that.
Yeah.
Then
you actually want that to chill for at least an hour because it's easier to roll that way.
just like that, it chills, or did I have to squish it together?
Oh, correct. Yes. Squish it together. And
That's
from
the
here,
technical term.
Yes, exactly.
A little
From
flour
here,
out.
yeah, a little flour. Don't be afraid to use flour. Rolling pin's too big.
Okay.
And then we're gonna roll the dough nice and thin.
All right. This just feels like there's such warmth in the kitchen over here.
Right?
Love it. Take the time to do the baking.
There's something comforting in baking, especially
about
pie
30
making.
seconds left.
Okay. So
It's got high pressure over here. Sorry. It was comforting and now it's high pressure.
you press the dough in like that, and
Yes.
you can pinch around the edge.
Oh, see these inside tips that a
Yeah.
chef can show you. I love it. This is your second year with Fire, Flour, and Fork, and I know you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's a lot of collaborating. You get to play with other chefs, show some of your favorite techniques. It's just a lot of fun.
Producer's giving me a wrap, but you're going to put those in and do like a spiral
Exactly.
situation.
These get laid out. The fennel gets laid on top, and then you roll.
Easy for you to do. All right, thank you so much. We're going to share some information. Enjoy 4 days of culinary delights at the 2016 Fire, Flour, and Fork event, kicking off November 17th through November 20th at various locations around the area. WTVR.com/VTM is a spot to go to find a link to all the information.